mistake it, it's never been that complicated. It's a vision in the masses mixing up the basics. They tried to make it vacant, you know your parents hate it. And the teachers see the vision, but they never make it. Everybody is preaching it's not practical, but practicalities actually make things less magical. Kids taking their Xans and Adderall to try to focus but never understand, they lose it all. Wear your goggles, open up and see through the fog. They try to blind you with conversations that cloud the door, but you're the future, understand you can end the car. You have the hammer, slam it down and control the dogs. I'm on my Vicodin, oops I mean vitamins. I'm slipping on my words so I have to go and bite again. I'm the Ken, oops I mean I'm the Kents. Now I have to go repent cause they trying to make me sin. I cannot create your friend, I can just become a man. Oops I mean I'm the man, now I have to pause again. Wait, yeah, let it breathe. Wear your goggles, open up and see through the fog. They try to blind you with conversations that cloud the door, but you're the future, understand you can end the call. You have the hammer, slam it down and control the dogs. Wear your goggles, open up and see through the fog. They try to blind you with conversations that cloud the door, but you're the future, understand you can end the call. You have the hammer, slam it down and control the dogs. And now your closest friends are out here riding trends in the hopes that one day they're irrelevant, but it's irrelevant. And now there's hella kins, and when I say that, they faking relatives. They build your inner fears of letting people near, and now you fight the love, but still invite them here. Yeah. Why do you do it? Listen, it's an open-handed. Consider the folks and fans that see all of the cuts you bandaged. You was at your worst, you managed of making a hopeful standing with all of your vocal ramblings. Wait, let's stop it here.
All right, guys. Thank you again for joining us here at the No Offense Podcast. It is Matt Arrington, your host. We're gonna go ahead and let you guys know we've got Kent Crockett today. If you haven't heard this brother's music, man, you definitely need to hear it. And actually, you were just listening to it. That was Be Free. We'll find out today, if that's available for you guys to pick up, because again, it is a whole vibe. I know you guys like it. One thing about this brother, man, he definitely puts a lot of work, a lot of effort into his music, a lot of thought. So you in for a treat. I'm not gonna delay it any further. We're gonna go ahead and bring him in so you guys can get to know him. Give me just a second. We'll make that happen here. All right, we're live, boss, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Man, I am blessed, man. Again, I just want to tell you, definitely appreciate you for, taking the time out of your busy schedule, man, and sitting down with us, giving us the opportunity to get to know you, and get to know the man behind the music, man. It's again, like I was telling the audience, man. It's obvious you put a lot of thought into your music, man. And again, we're just honored to be able to have you.
Definitely, I appreciate that.
Hey, man, it's the pleasure is definitely all of mine, man. Let me go ahead and jump into it, man. How old are you now?
I'm 23. I turned 24 in September.
Wow, 23. Man, I have to say your outlook on life, as far as what's reflected in your music, you definitely have really, really, really good introspect as far as life, man. Um, I know before we were speaking about, there's a song called "I Know" that's I know it's available on Spotify. Guys, you have got to listen to this song. It definitely preaches about positivity, about just believing in yourself, and no matter what goes on in life, to know that you're doing it for the right reason, bro. It's amazing. I can't. If you give me the opportunity, I'll talk about it all day.
Definitely, I appreciate you listening to it. Yeah, I definitely put a lot of thought into, especially the last project. I put a lot of thought into like what type of impact it would have on the people that's listening to it, and like what kind of impact I could make when making music for like major platforms. Like, I mean, it's on everything. It's anywhere you can buy music. It's there. Spotify, Apple Music, anything. But yeah, I mean, like it's just something that I saw that for on a local aspect kind of lacked a little bit. So I definitely wanted to kind of just toss myself into that realm, and I I don't really necessarily know how to make pointless music, you know.
Bro, it's awesome that you don't have that habit. Because I'm telling you, like I was telling you before, the kind of music you make, man, I consider it to be. I put it in my grown folks playlist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When you need to listen to some things that are actually meaningful in life to get your mind together. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
for sure.
it definitely is a confidence booster. It definitely speaks to the ability of the I can attitude. Like everything that you put out that I've heard has all been about positivity, man, and I'm all for that.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure. It's definitely just like a self awareness type deal, you know, like kind of just like acknowledging the fact that difficulty is a thing, and then also acknowledging the fact that overcoming it is also a thing. Um, just both sides of the coin, not trying to sugarcoat anything, also not trying to like, uh, what's the word, dilute anything either, you know. So for sure.
Let me ask you, man, how long have you been involved in music?
That's an interesting question. Okay, so I've been like involved in music in general since as far back as I can remember, you know, just like church choir, stuff like that. When it comes to like writing my own music and stuff like that, I didn't start doing that until I believe 2012 was the first time I actually set foot in a studio. Um, and it was just kind of history from there. I mean, like just growing, I picked up a guitar when I was a sophomore in high school, and kept moving with that too, and it just kind of just took off from there.
So the guitar was your first instrument?
Guitar was my first instrument. Yeah, it kind of happened extremely by just like I saw somebody playing it, and I was like, I could do that. I want to do that, and it just took off from there. Honestly, I didn't have a teacher, so I self taught with just like a chord book for a guitar and just a whole bunch of websites and stuff like that for like tabs and stuff, and it just took off.
That's definitely what's up. So let me ask you. I know I see a lot of artists actually, you know, and if they're musicians, as far as they play instruments. Do you use your guitar as far as in your composition, as far as to hear what's in your mind while you're writing your songs, or is it more like a performance piece, or how do you utilize it?
So that's really interesting because like I've been thinking about like how it like differentiate my recordings to my live shows and stuff like that. And recently, I mean, like the stuff that I'm working on now has a lot of like live play in like intertwined within it. But like when it comes to like live shows, I try to give the people what they want, but still give a reason to come to live shows versus, just like buying my music off of iTunes or whatever the case may be. So there are, versions of songs that you won't hear unless you come to a show, if that makes sense.
I definitely like that. One from a business aspect as far as marketing, because then you actually get something special when you actually attend the show. Something that's not commercialized, something personalized. But
Hmm.
two for the fact that, like I said, I'm also a musician. I play about 11 different instruments, boss, and I appreciate live music. I appreciate live music. It's definitely a connection I feel like is being lost. Not to diss the electronic age of making music, making beats and things inside of studio, but it's just a different. There's a different emotion that is transferred. When you have a live band playing or when you have live instruments on the stage. So I definitely feel like the audience connects more and listens to what you're saying more when there's a live. You know what I'm saying? It causes you to actually listen to what the artist is saying, and with the message that you deliver, that I feel like people need to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely something that I could definitely appreciate. So I know how long have. Let me ask. I'm sorry. Let me ask this first. So where would you rank your? I know you said that you picked up the guitar yourself. How would you rank yourself? Being modest now with your skill at the guitar. Would you say you've mastered it? Would you say that you would you say that you're still learning, or where would you put yourself?
I would say that I'm still learning. There's always room for improvement. I definitely can see like because I do YouTube and everything like that, so it's kind of like a passive tracking of everything that I do in music. So I'll go back and I'll look at music or like videos or songs that I did like 2 years ago, and then I'll see how I'll play those exact same songs now or different stuff and just see a big change and big growth within them. So like I definitely feel like I'm still growing. There's definitely a lot more work to do when it comes to like being more versatile with the guitar. But I definitely like really, I mean, like it's never going to be something that I'm not going to do, you know? Like I'm going to love it forever because it kind of just like came to me like that, you know?
For sure, boss man. It's the good thing about that is as you continue to grow, your musicianship will grow as far as with that guitar, man, and it's gonna cause different, you know, synapses in your brain to work different. It's going to give you different, you know, ideas of how to do things. And that musical creation, dude, I'm just waiting and excited to see what that brings. I always like to let people know when they've got love while we're live. And forgive me if I might mess up your name, but if you've got Renelle Green in here showing love that she's here, she's watching definitely. To me, support definitely goes a long way, and I feel like that support, just knowing that you have it, man, is it does monumental things. You know what I'm saying? It's saying something without saying something. You know,
it definitely motivates you to continue to do stuff, especially if people are looking at you like on not necessarily on a pinnacle, but like with positivity and like expecting good things from you. It makes you want to do better. And like that's something that I feel like is lacking a lot when it comes to just like on a local level of music. You know, just like acknowledging the support that people are giving you and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, like she's definitely a really good friend. I went to high school with her. I mean, like grade school, middle school, and high school. So, yeah.
Well, sure. Well, shout out to her definitely, because like you said, I know in this music business, it's kind of like a natural feeling that you're in competition because not everybody gets the opportunity. But the way I look at it is, yes, it might be a competition for the opportunity, but it's still an art form. It's still a community. So I feel like the community support is definitely something that should be present. And when you, like you said before, when you have people behind you, it motivates you to do bigger things. It kind of pushes you internally to another level to make sure that you deliver and don't disappoint. You know what I'm saying? And not that you have to hit someone else's standard, but it just inspires you. And inspiration, man, is a wonderful thing as far as for creativity. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Let me ask, when's the earliest moment that you? I know you said it you know, you were in choir, and you were you know, when's the earliest moment that you knew that music was the profession that you wanted to pursue?
It was actually okay. So this is before I played guitar at all, right? I didn't play guitar. I hadn't even picked up one yet, and like knew how to strum anything. It was I don't even remember what grade I was in. I remember I was probably in high school at the time, probably like a freshman, and it was the winter showcase, right? Um, and at first I wasn't gonna audition for like the lead male part because I was so unnecessarily shy and didn't want to do it and get in front of the whole entire school and do all that good stuff. So I ended up doing it anyway. I ended up auditioning and getting the part, you know, like above people that were like 2, 3 grades ahead of me or 2, 3 grades ahead of me. So I got on stage. I stood in one spot, did not move, and I was singing Mistletoe by Justin Bieber, right? And all I remember was like, as soon as I started singing, everybody just got quiet and our jaws dropped. People was looking at me like, whoa. And I'm like, yeah, that's something that definitely just happened. And after that, like I got that feeling. I was just like, okay, yeah, I actually really enjoyed that, even though like I was nervous beyond all belief and like shy. My leg was like profusely shaking, but nobody knew that. Nobody saw that. Um, you know, I just fell in love with the feeling, and I definitely wanted to do it again.
Man, I'm glad that you decided to take that leap of faith, man, and letting these people hear you because, bro, you even I'm so used to hearing and looking forward in your tracks to when you start speaking, as far as because I feel like you have like a spoken word kind of flow, how you deliver what you're saying. Um, but it still shocks me when I actually hear you sing because you always
Yeah,
push it to a new level that I didn't expect from you. You know, some people are so good at either one thing, like okay, this person is a legit rapper or he's a legit lyricist, but then when you bring that, you know what I'm saying, when you bring that voice out as far as you're singing, man,
yeah.
it still just catches me by surprise how well and talented you know you are as
I
well.
Definitely, like people get surprised, especially like if I go to a place that I normally perform at and I'm playing with my guitar and I'm singing and stuff like that, and then I just go into rapping. People are just like, "Whoa, this is completely different." Like, didn't nobody know he was doing that? But like just like based off of what I've been told from like people that I performed for before, they tell me, "Oh, you don't look like you can play the guitar. You don't look like you can sing. You just look like you're a rapper." And I'm like, well, good, because that's just that shock effect is going to be memorable. Like I don't know, it's different. When it comes to like writing music, all of them always start off as poems. Like every song has started off with a poem with no music behind it, not guitar, not beats, and then it's usually just searching for that right melody or that right chord progression or that right vibe or that right bass line that kind of creates the song itself.
And it's again, it's definitely the fact that you said that they do start off as poems, and that's kind of the vibe that I get when I'm listening. It makes you, like I said, it makes you want to definitely pay attention to see what's coming next. And what I love about it is it's always positive. It's never I'm never shocked in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't ever drop an F bomb or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but
A lot of our music even have profanity in it. I mean, like it does have some of it in there, but like I feel like it's more skillful if I can go through an entire song and keep it PG. If that makes sense.
and I'm you know a wise man once said, and I'm sure they still say this, but when I was growing up, people would always relate to, they would say that a person refers to profanity when they don't know what else to say. Now, I do understand how anger, you know, plays a factor into that, because when you get mad, man, it's just pretty much, you know what I'm saying? You don't know how to communicate at that point. You're just cussing. But with your music, man, what I love about it is, like you said, that same aspect. You find a way to communicate and express yourself without the need for profanity. And bro, it's right on key. It's not like it doesn't feel like you're ever fishing for words. You come off like we're definitely well skilled as far as vocabulary and and and,
Hmm.
and, and expressing yourself in a way that you're comfortable in. When you hear your music, man, and you go to actually saying your piece as far as your verses, it's actually like a conversation.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like you're trying to yell to get your point across or nothing like that. It gives me the picture of you just passing wisdom from one person to the next.
Yeah, it definitely is just like a enticing like thought processes. Like the way that I make the music is it comes off with like the first couple of lines you're gonna start asking questions. And then the more that you listen, the more questions you're gonna ask. And I try to like provoke thoughts as like my music continues to go. And that's just like something that I just want to continue to embody, because a lot of music is just thoughtless noise. Like I mean, like of course that kind of music needs to exist for people to know the difference between the two. But I definitely want to lean more towards music that makes you think about, just like everyday things on a natural basis.
Yeah, man, people definitely have different ways to express themselves, and like you said, when you think about music that may not require such thought, it's like it's the good and the evil, the necessary. You know what I'm saying? So that way you
Yeah.
have that contrast, like you said. But your music definitely, I feel, it gives me that conscious vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely that conscious type music that you don't listen to, you don't listen at, you listen to. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I definitely appreciate your time doing that. Let me ask you, what's your motivation as far as what sits you down and say, okay, today I want to write a song about this, or when you produce a song, what gives you the feeling that you're trying to convey, that you find a way to convey in your art.
Okay, so it depends sometimes based off of just like what I'm going through in life or stuff that I see other people going through. What is most pertinent? What is something that people need to hear? And I feel like something that people are always going to need to hear is just mental strength, and things that kind of build up their mentalities. I feel like um, most of the time it'll come to me like, because like I work with like usually one producer. His name is LA the Brother Man. I can hook you up with him. But I work with him most of the time, and like he'll send me a beat or we'll work on a beat, and it'll give me a like a general feeling, like I get like one line from that song or something of that nature, and it'll just go from there. like I said, I don't know how to make thoughtless music. So like I can't just like start saying some stuff that goes together and like hope that it makes a cohesive song. It usually has to be a cohesive thought altogether before it even comes to like being to that process. Is like I have probably almost 100 songs written that aren't recorded, and it's just like burned into my brain at this point because I like to sit on stuff for a long time before I decide to go ahead and put that out to like the general public and stuff like that. So yeah.
Man, that just makes me want to hear what's in the library, man. But it also lets me know that you're one in it for the long game as far as longevity. You know,
Sure.
in this day and age, because things are more for the moment or more for the vibe. I don't know if people really pay attention, but a song might be hot for about 3 months, and then you never think of the artist again until they come out with something else. And now that could be in a year, that could be in 10 years, that could be never. We got a lot of one hit wonders. You know what I'm saying? And how often do you get to December or when you get to the award show and they start naming songs and you're like, oh yeah, that did come out this year. Man, when's the last time I heard that
Exactly.
song? You know what I'm saying? With your music, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely I feel like it's timeless. Like it's songs that you can listen to no matter when you put it on, and you're gonna definitely always feel the message, and it's always gonna be relative. It's always gonna have that kind of reference where you're always gonna be able to appreciate it. You know what I'm saying at the time. Uh,
I'm definitely to like trying to. It's not necessarily. I don't necessarily do music to make money. The bigger the crowd, the better. How big of the crowd can I get to? You know. So
for sure. The fact that you have that, like I said, that outlook to try to reach as much as possible with the message is, I feel like, will definitely take you a long way. Let me ask, as far as I know you said, well, while it's fresh on my mind, I did just see because I follow these artists. I know a lot of times, especially right after the interview, there might be times where I don't get to speak with you right away. I did just happen to check out your profile and saw that you got a 96 on the test. You know what I'm saying? I want to holler at you and congratulate you on that, man. I see what you're doing. I definitely see, that you're an intellectual brother, man. You know what I'm saying? You definitely got your mind in the studies. You got your mind on a mission, and that you have a future about yourself.
for sure, definitely.
Um, now,
Oh yeah, I just wanted to point out my producer is actually watching right now. His name is Kevin Moore. So if you listen to my music, you like the beats, he makes most of, if not all of the beats that I have. So
shout out to Kevin Moore, boss man. Hey, you definitely working with a heck of an artist, and you're doing some work yourself. You know what I'm saying? If I get your information, man, I'll probably be in the inbox. To be honest with you, because I appreciate talent, man. That's one thing about me for sure. And I want to also holler at Green Canvas, man. He's on the show right now. He's watching you live, man. He's also showing the love in the feed. So we definitely want to make sure that you're aware of that as well. We also shout out to my man David Fink, who's also watching. He's one of the producers I was telling you about. He also appreciates good talent, man. So you know what I'm saying, you definitely got people watching for you and checking for you, man. So don't let it, you know what I'm saying, don't let the craft die, man. We need you. We definitely need you. And the fact that you're 23, man, with so much life to go, you know what I'm saying, like, bro, I'm just waiting to see what's next. You know what I'm saying? What's next?
and it's not only that I make music for the people. I make the music to kind of encourage myself, you know, because I'm like being an artist can be discouraging sometimes. I always say like I do music, we do art because we love it, not because it loves us. Because it's definitely a cruel world to be an artist. Just in general, when it comes to just like any aspect of it, you know, it's definitely a struggle. But you know, we do it just because we love it.
And it shows, man. That's the best music. I know. See, I feel like sometimes artists get in the game. Uh, some artists get in the game for the wrong reasons. Because the truth of the matter is, most people who produce great music, it's a long time before the money come. That you expect
Yeah.
them to, yeah, that you expect them, from the music that they make and the quality that they put out, the money that you might picture that they make compared to some of your other artists, most of the time you're off. You know what I'm saying? You're way off. But I really appreciate, and that's why we even have the show. I really appreciate those who take the time, who invest in themselves, who do it from the heart. Because in long run, bro, that's why I say what I say. People are watching. I know sometimes it seems that it takes a moment for somebody to actually reach out and give you the opportunity that we hope for. But I want you to be aware that yes, there is a spotlight on you. We hear you. We definitely listen to your music. We, you know what I'm saying, and our hope and our dream is to make sure that it gets to some people who can get that, who can put that opportunity in front of you, where you can eat like I feel like you deserve, especially with the music. You know what I'm saying, with the music that you're putting out. For others to be able to relate to and to live vicariously through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So also I wanted to ask, because I know you said you know you do those performances, and the way that you describe you do them, and lets me know that you have a skill about yourself. Do you Let me ask, as far as, do you remember how it felt before you took the stage, your first performance, when you actually were performing that performance, and how it felt when you retreated to the side of the stage where the curtains went? Could you describe that for me?
Oh. So the way that I felt before I was about to walk out there, honestly, it was like exhilarating, but like with fear. So like I definitely, it wasn't like I was gonna like walk away or like not go out there, but like I definitely had a feeling of like, okay, I'm about to walk out here in front of all of these people that I've gone to school with for however long, and their parents and my teachers and all this extra stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just go out there. I'm gonna just start singing, and like I don't know who still has the video, but like I look so awkward because I'm not like everybody else rocking side to side. I am not. I'm standing still with that mic in my hand and my hand in my pocket, and I'm just going, and I'm looking at faces, and I'm like, all right, don't look at faces anymore because it's gonna distract me. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, and after I walked off of the stage, I was just like, wow, like, cause after I got done singing, it was like claps and cheers and all this other stuff. I'm like, whoa, like that actually just happened. Like, well, like, what's next? Like, I was waiting for the next opportunity already, even though I was like terrified. So, it was crazy. It was definitely a good experience.
Was it surreal? Like, was it what you expected? Was it more than what you expected?
Not at all. Back when I was in high school, I was like super pessimistic. So I thought I was gonna go out there, bomb it, and then everybody's gonna be like, he sucks. And I'm like, dang, that's what I was prepared for. But after it was over, I was like, okay, I actually might still be good at this.
Man, that's what's up, man. And again, I'm definitely glad that you. Also, Renelle Green, I guess she shared that experience with you, man. She said you still killed it, man. You still killed
Yeah.
it. So I'm definitely glad that you picked it up from there, and decided to run with it, because, boss, man, we wouldn't be here today if you hadn't put in the hard work. And I do want to remind people that, hard work does pay off, man. Unfortunately, we can't pick exact time it pays off. But it does pay off, man. It does pay off. People can definitely tell when you're working hard towards something. Let me ask, as far as people hope to be considered the greatest at some point in their career, uh, or to be to be considered one of the greatest in their genre. Who are some of the people that you believe might have influenced your particular style of delivery, or who are some people that you might have listened to growing up that might have convinced you to get into music?
Oh man, there's so many, honestly. So like when it comes to my guitar playing and stuff like that, people that influence that, like when it comes to like songwriting and stuff like that, I definitely say Lauryn Hill, India Irie, Tori Kelly. Um, when it comes to just like when it comes to like the singing and stuff like that, Brian McKnight, Eric Benet, for sure. Let me think. When it comes to rap, feel like there are so many more that kind of influence that is crazy. So like if we're going from like when I first started listening to like rap, it's like Wu-Tang Clan and Ice Cube and I mean like it's just so many of them, man. I have so many influences that I try so hard not to recreate stuff that's already been created, or like try not to be like the artist that I admire. So I don't know. It's kind of difficult. Me growing up and like doing music and going further with it, I wouldn't necessarily say that I want to be like, you know, the greatest person to ever play a guitar, but I just want to be the greatest version of myself to ever do it. I don't necessarily want to compare myself too much to other people, just because I feel like that skews the creative process a little bit, and it makes you try too hard towards stuff that you shouldn't, necessarily try towards.
For sure, I definitely believe everyone deserves their own light. So maybe I should probably rephrase that question a little bit next time. But I definitely understand what you're saying. And with the names that you were naming as far as the musicians, thinking about them, they're what I would consider lyricists as well, and also people who speak to aspects of life. Especially when you talk about India Ari, from India Ari even to Ice Cube, with how he, what I'm saying, even though the styles are so two totally different contrasts. You know what I'm saying? Considering India Ari's the singer and Ice Cube's the rapper, but the fact that they both still speak to issues that exist as far as life and emotions that exist as far in life and know how to convey them as well, with the same way that you yourself do as well.
For sure.
We're also getting, I don't know, we're picking up some kind of dinging. I don't know if that might be coming from a phone.
All right, I think that might actually be me, but let me silence that.
I'm only bringing it up because I know a lot of us are watching, and we might not be places where,
Okay.
yeah, it's just going off. Um, Let me ask, is there
Why?
that hey,
My bad.
hey, listen, if it's support, I'm all for it. If it's people telling you, hey man, I see you doing your thing, man, let it ring. You know what I'm saying? Because at the time we definitely need that. We definitely need that. So I'm not upset about that. I was just bringing it to your attention because I don't know if it was coming on my end or your end, and if it was my end, let me know so I could take it off. That's all. It is issue, boss. So at this point, are you considered independent?
Yeah, I'm definitely independent. I keep on going back and forth with the whole thought of like whether or not I should, like if I do get the opportunity to sign with a label or stay independent. And honestly, it just depends on the audience. I'm not really necessarily, the only thing that I'm worried about is whether or not I'm selling my creations or like I don't own the stuff that I make, or if they're telling me that I have to make things differently. Um, and I kind of just want to keep it to where I own everything.
So that brings me to my next question. If if you were given creative freedom to write your contract, is there anyone that you would consider doing business with, either like as a record label or as a distribution deal, or anything like that, as far as to help progress the career?
I definitely like Rock Nation. I like I would say Capital, but like the way that they do their like development deals is really messed up. From what I've seen, I like Atlanta Records too. I don't know. It's just kind of all over the place.
I understand. I understand. Well, it's definitely, with the way that your career is shaping, my man. It's definitely something you should give thought about, because I have a feeling these people one day are going to contact you in regards to marketing the KC brand, because you're definitely on to something, my man. As far as albums and releases that you've put out, you know what I'm saying. What are some of the projects that you've worked on that we can probably get our hands on to make sure we hear more of you?
Okay, so I have two EPs out currently, and then like I think two or three singles. So the first EP is called "Louder Than the Sound" Volume One. It's available on all streaming platforms, from iHeartRadio all the way to iTunes. And then I have "Louder Than the Sound" Volume Two, which came out last year, the end of last year, and that's available on all streaming platforms as well. "Fly" is a single that is also on all streaming platforms. And then "Unanswered Questions" is another song that is a single, and it's on all streaming platforms. And then for like more consistent content, most of my I do freestyles on my Instagram. I do just guitar tutorials on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel has like 1,600 subscribers with over 1 million views on it. So definitely check me out on there and see what's up. But for sure.
Now, as far as social media and everything else, is it at Kent Crockett, or how, what is it? What are the tags that we need to be able to look up?
So my Instagram is official KC2 underscore. So just KC and the number two. And then my YouTube, if you just search KC2 in YouTube, you'll find my channel, and it'll have, songs that you might want to learn on guitar, songs that you might want to have heard from a guitar. I am starting to do vlogs and other things on there, kind of moving it from just being a music channel into more like a lifestyle channel, so people can kind of see the stuff that happens behind the music and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, like, that's where the name Louder Than the Sound came from, is that music isn't just the live that we live as artists is not just the art that we put out. There's a lot more behind it. There's stories behind it. So yeah.
Definitely. I say life is the history behind the art that you guys put out, as far as how you came to that perspective, and how you came to the way that you choose to deliver your message or your experience. So I definitely appreciate that. Again, guys, this has been Kent Crockett, man. I've got two last questions for you, boss man, before I can let you go. Well, first question is going to be, if you could leave a message for your fans, what would it be?
Fail forward. Don't be afraid of failure. The only time that you actually fail is if you quit. And that's something that I try to teach to myself all the time too. It's important to even if you do make a mistake or you lose an opportunity or you fail, just don't stop trying, because that's the only time that you actually lose out, is if you stop trying.
I agree, man. It doesn't become a waste of time until you decide to quit. And I believe that.
Exactly.
All right. The second question is, again, I with all the artists that we see on the show, man, we definitely see that spark in you. We definitely can tell that you have that dream and what it takes to be big. If in the future, if your schedule gets busy, but you happen to have a window of opportunity, a window of time, would you mind coming back on the show and just speaking with us about what may have happened, from here until then, where we can get to grow with you as well, as far as your career, to find out what's going on in your life?
Definitely, for sure. I definitely, like, before, like the COVID and quarantine stuff happened, I had a lot of stuff lined up. I had just won a talent show. I had a lot of shows and studio sessions and stuff like that kind of lined up, but it got shut down. So yeah, it'll be a lot of stuff happening progressively as, things start to open back up. But definitely, I have no problem coming back and kind of updating everything.
Definitely keep us posted, man. We're all about support here. So if you're dropping releases, if you got performances coming up, if you've got appearances coming up, definitely let us know, man. We'll always support you here. You've definitely got fans here at No Offense, and we hope you the best, man. We wish you success, and we definitely thank you for stopping with us today.
Of course. I appreciate you.
Likewise, boss man. Take care and have a great day.
You do the same.
All right, guys, that does conclude our interview today with Kent Crockett. We definitely appreciate your love, your support, your time that you've taken apart from your day to sit in with us to get to know this young man. He's definitely a great artist. We definitely expect great things from him and going forward. Again, the support doesn't always have to cost anything. Just letting someone know that you see them, you see their efforts, and that you believe in what they're doing goes miles, without even if you can't find the right words to say, you're saying a lot. So again, thank you for chilling with us. We here at No Offense. We definitely wish you a great day of success, and God bless. We're going to leave you with the track like we always do from the artist who featured today. This is Kent Crockett. This is Fly, and guys, you are in for a treat. Make sure you stay and listen to the end of the song. It's definitely a beautiful song and a beautiful piece of work. You guys take care. God bless, and we'll see you soon. Tune in with us tomorrow, and we've got another treat for you.
Hold tight, don't let go of the day. holding you close, just don't fold. I never doubted, knowing the time was real slow. Don't worry about it, baby, don't worry about it. I know you think about it, holding your hands as time froze. I know you're clouded, thinking you won't, we feel thrown. You think you're drowning, you never know, we might flow. You know you about it, baby, I know you about it. Hold tight, don't let go of the day. We know it will be okay. Just fly with me. Just fly with me. It's not a thought, not a vibe, it's reality. Get that feeling of love when you feel proud of me. Don't have to think about mistakes or the people that hate or wish ill on my fate. They even doubted me. It's kinda cool when you think about that mind state. Confidence in my mind, you know, will never break. I'm still thinking about the nights we sneaking out, the things we dreaming about, the thoughts you letting shout, and why you're holding out. You know I'm on a cloud I never knew about. Yeah. And everybody always told us we would never succeed. The only thing that we see in is dreams, and why we building the means is trying to make it to the royalty things around the congregated haters and fiends. I never knew that you would be on my team. Hold tight, don't let go of the day. We know it will be okay. Just fly with me. Just fly.